What are you gonna do? Well, it's Friday, and you're with Bob, a Canadian guy that lives in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, sitting here in his apartment on Cosburn Avenue. I'm talking to you today about the movies I watched this week. So let's get on it. I watched King Kong versus Godzilla again. You know why? Because I like it. It's on the movie channel here. I think I watched it 3 times now, 3 or 4 times. I got the DVD over there somewhere. But it was on the movie channel. Nothing else going on, so I watched it. Boy, that'll put hair on your toes and everywhere else. Oh, oof, good for the blood too, eh? Yeah, circulation it's called. Alright, King Kong, yes, versus Godzilla. Oh yeah, so I watched on TCM. Everybody knows TCM, most of us. 1948. A cruise ship captain's daughter stows away and plays Cupid for him and a passenger. Well, of course, a lady passenger, right? Stars George Brent. George Brent, everybody knows George Brent. All you oldie people that watch old movies, George Brent. Jane Powell. Yes, a young Jane Powell. Boy, does she ever have her voice. Good looking young girl, too. She's, well, I think she's 18, actually, in this time period. But she plays the part of a 16-year-old, right? So she stows away in her dad's cruise ship, or what I used to captain. And there's another lady on there, and the young daughter tries to get them together, but she's stuck under the boat because she was told to stay home in, girls' school, right? She doesn't really see her father that often, so she got the bright idea to stay, right, to go and stay on board. So they're off in the water, heading out, and, they come across each other. Then she has to work in the kitchen peeling potatoes and stuff like that. Anyway, it's a good little ditty. It's a good little movie, I should say. Ditty's actually a song. But I gave it a 7. It's all right. It's a pretty good movie, yeah. Jane Powell and Frances Guilford. She's the girl that her father likes. So that's it for that one. That's cruise ship. Luxury liner, I should say, pardon me. 1948. I gave it a 7. It's worth a watch. Then I watched this one, Blackhawk Down. Yes, the Americans took on a little bit more than they could chew. But it's a well-done story. It's a true story in Somalia. Yeah, the helicopter goes down. They're sent in there. They get the helicopter and the men, out and home and back to the, where they, came from, their place where they're staying, right? So yeah, a lot of good people in here. Tom Sizemore, I always liked him. I liked him in a lot of stuff, right? He was in Saving Private Ryan, and Josh Hartnett, he's in this, and a whole bunch of other people. But this is a well-done story, based on true story as far as I know. Leave No Man Behind. Yes, what did I give this one? Black Hawk Down, I gave it an 8. Good story. I like this. I've seen it a few times over the years. Oh, don't forget, people. Good for you. This one here. This one is Dangerous Method, 2011. Starring Keira Knightley, and Viggo Mortensen, and Michael Fassbender. It's a story about a couple of psychiatrists, right? One's Fred or Fruit or whatever his name is. And another person he knows. He comes across the other guy, Michael Fassbender, comes across the girl that's a little weird. Yeah, she likes getting spanked and stuff like that, right? And she screams and yells. But anyway, it's just part of life. There's people like that, girls especially, men, We're all different people. We're all different. And he tries to help her, you know, talk to her, get her back to being a normal size, back to being so-called normal, right? But she talks and she stutters and she can't get her words out, you know, but she has a hard time, but he helps her. It's kind of a hard story to explain to people what it's about, but the two psychiatrists kind of, they agree with each other, but then, you know, they don't agree with each other and stuff like that. So, very hard to explain this movie. I gave it a 6. And then I watched, on Netflix, I watched a movie called The Forgotten Battle, 2021. It's a story about a glider pilot, British glider pilot, and a Nazi soldier, well, you know, German soldier, I should say, a soldier, and a resisting recruit girl, a young girl. It's a story, intermingled kind of thing, right? Yeah, and I can't even pronounce who they are. It's a Dutch movie, maybe over in Deutschland, right? So yeah, that's very good. I like that one too. The Forgotten Battle. Yes, what we do or what people had to do in the war when Germans had taken over the Dutch, you know, village and people and stuff like that, and they had to work for the Germans, and yeah, interesting. And the British were invading, right? You know, invading to free the Dutch, I guess, if you want to call it that. But interesting movie. I liked it. I gave it a 7. And then I watched, We Were Soldiers from 2002. True story, based on a true story. Vietnam, the first battle against the Americans against the Vietnamese. So it was a very interesting movie. About, you know, soldiers going into battle and being with each other and looking after each other and stuff like that. So yeah, if you haven't seen the We Were Soldiers, yeah, you should watch it. 2002, I gave it an 8, a big 8. I've seen this before too, over the course of time. And then I watched this one, Arachnophobia. Yes. John Goodman, Jeff Daniels. Yes. Julian Sands. Jeff Daniels, Julian Sands, and their kids moved to a small little town. He's supposed to take over for the doctor, an old doctor. The old doctor changes his mind, but he gets another patient, an old patient, of the other doctor, the old doctor. And he sees her, tells her she doesn't need any high blood pressure. She's fine. And then you know, spider turns around. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but a spider turns around and bites her. Yeah, comes down under the, you know, you turn the light on switch, he's up there, bites her. They all think she died from a heart attack, but of course she didn't. And some more people die from spider bites. But it's a fun movie. It's very good movie, very good. Arachnophobia. Good time to watch a movie now, this time of year, October. These kind of movies. If you're scared of spiders, at least you can sit on the couch. Just don't eat any popcorn. And then you can watch this movie. It's fun. What did I give it? I gave that an 8 too, because it's fun. Let me in. 2010. Chloe Grace Moretz and Cody Smith McPhee. Two young people, a boy and a girl. They talk to each other. They chat with each other. Yes, they do. They like each other. he gets picked on by bullies, you know, boys that are older than he is, because he's only a little guy. So the kids like picking on him. So she talks to him. They become friends. She goes to his apartment, but she tells him, yeah, you have to say, you can come in. You can say, it's all right to come in. You can come into my apartment. So she goes in. Yes. Most of you know this one. Of course, it's, what is it? You know, it's a remade movie. The Americans did it, right? From I Let the Right One In. What was it, Dutch? Was it Dutch? I forget now. But I've never seen Let the Right One In. I've only seen this one. If I can get around to seeing Let the Right One In, I'll catch it or find it somewhere. I think it's a little bit more money on you know, Amazon than I can afford. Maybe one day I might be able to buy it. But so I have nothing to compare this to. So I gave this one a 7. It's worth a 7. It's a very good watch. I liked it. So yes, if you ever want to see it, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. What else would I watched? Oh yeah, on TCM. No, not TCM. Pardon me. Netflix. I watched Wild Card from 2015. When his friend is raped, he tracks down the basically a creep who did it. So she talks to him, right, and he kissed her. Come on, I don't, you know, he does, you know what I mean? He doesn't really want to, but she owes, you know, you owe me, you know, so he feels bad. So he looks into it and goes and sees who, you know, who raped her and did this and whatever. So yeah, it's all right. This one's not great. This is not great. There's a little bit of action in it, but not much. You know, there is, but not that much. This one's a little, it's tedious. It's all right, but it's like, nah. I gave it a 6. It's worth a 6. That's as high as it gets, a 6. Jason Statham. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's all right. But he has a lot better action movies than this one. He's made a lot of movies, right? We know that, right? He's made a lot of movies. Some of them are like this, a 6, and some of them can go a little bit higher. So, yeah, Netflix gets a 6. Don't know what's this one. Operation Valkyrie. Valkyrie? Yeah, starring Sebastian K-O-C-K. I think it's that. Is it that? See? Yes, Sebastian K-O-C-H. Yeah, C-O-C-H. Coach. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is just like what's his name, Tom Cruise's Valkyrie, right? Same, pretty well similar type, a little different, but almost the same. This movie's not too bad. It's all right, nothing wrong with it. Watch it. And what did I give this one? I gave this one a, I didn't even mark it down. Damn it. See, I didn't mark it down. It's a 7. It's a worthwhile 7. It's a very good movie. I liked it. So, where was this made? I think this was made over in, how was this made? Over in Germany or something? It's not an American movie, I don't think. But then again, what do I know? Because I don't do my homework. And the writing's very small. Anyway, yeah, language, Germans. Anyway, the Germans. Yeah, he tried. Well, we all know this one. Most everybody knows this. This is another story based on the fact that they wanted to assassinate Hitler. Well, they did a pretty good job, but they failed to assassinate him. So everybody that was involved in the assassination attempt, they all get killed. They all get stood up against, well, most of them, they all get stood up against the wall and shot. So, but they tried to kill Hitler, but they failed. There was more assassination attempts on Hitler than just this one, eh? Over the course of time, there was a few of them. So this is a very good story. I gave it a 7. Operation Valkyrie. Valkyrie? How do you pronounce that? Valkyrie? You turned against an empire to save the world. All right. How did I do? Well, it's the middle of October. I'm still watching horror movies sometimes. Pretty soon it's time to start watching war movies, right? You know, because of November the 11th, to remember the soldiers and stuff. And anytime after November the 11th, if you're feeling tired, you can start watching Christmas movies. Yeah, I don't watch Christmas movies until after the 11th. I don't know what time. I don't know, but anytime after that, you can start watching Christmas movies. That's me, my personal thoughts, right? That's okay to watch movies. But I don't know when or what date I'm going to start, but all that time you get to watch Christmas movies. You get to laugh and you get to have fun, and Christmas is when you get to be with your family. Yeah. So anyway.
Most impressive.
Thank you. Don't forget, keep watching the movies. Give your mom a hug, and give your dad a hug. Talk to you next week when you get to come back and see what I watched again. I need to get a new book soon. I mean, I still got some pages left. Well, there's still a few pages left. But it's getting there. It all depends what you do, what movies you watch, how long these books last you. All right. Talk to you next week.